Hey guys, Scott Pilgrim FMAB here. Been a long time since I've been in one of these. I've been too busy, whatnot, but welcome to my anime reviews. Basically every week I will try to watch an anime or rewatch an anime and then review it for you guys. Like I've said before, anime like Bleach, One Piece, Fairy Tail, and such will probably not be reviewed because it would just take me way too long to watch the whole series and then review it all. It would take way too much time, so that's not happening. Let's get to the main point. It's Halloween, so I thought I'd do something Halloween-ish. I'm not in a costume and my room's not decorated, but I don't care enough to do that, so note that I'm recording this actually on the 29th, a few days before the 31st, so I can get it ready. So of course nothing would be ready for Halloween, but let's continue on. This week's anime is somewhat old, but is considered a legendary story and one of the most famous mangas ever, being cameoed in multiple anime and even by popular YouTubers. Yes, by the makers of Bakuman. This week's anime is Death Note. The anime has an English dubbed, so I'll be reviewing the English dub this week. And I don't want none of that shit about, oh, the sub's better. I don't care. I like reviewing the dubs because everyone reviews the subs. Everyone. And I feel like I want to do something a little bit original. So, yeah, I won't be talking about the sub at all, and I don't plan on ever reviewing the sub separately, so deal with it. Like usual, I will only be explaining the most important points of this anime, like the character, story, setting, relationship, voice acting, animation, music, and the genre, and we always start with the genre here. The genre is horror, supernatural, and mainly murder mystery. The setting isn't anywhere special, just basic Japan, with the exception of there being Shinigami in this world. These Shinigami gain life energy by killing humans using a death note. It grants most people the power to kill people just by writing their names in this book while thinking of their faces. Now for the characters. There are multiple main characters, but for now I'll only explain 3. First is Light Yagami. He's an extremely intelligent high school student who is about to enter university and is the anime's main protagonist and antagonist. He uses the Death Note to kill people and is using the alias Kira to protect himself from people knowing his real name. He is smart and conniving and wants to rid the world of evil by killing criminals and those who try to get in his way. He sees his murders as justice and will make sure no one stands in his way. He is stubborn and won't let himself be defeated by anyone. Second is L. L is a very well-respected detective who never tells anyone his name. He is a very intelligent but somewhat creepy person. He always sits in a fetal position and can deduct things extremely easily and is leading the police in the Kira serial murder case. He sees Kira's murders as murders. Even though he is murdering criminals, L still sees these people as people with human rights. My hair may look different and the light outside may be different. It's because I'm recording this on another day, but let me continue. Lastly is Misa Mane. She's a very popular idol known as Misa. She's also the second Kira, someone who pretended to be Kira to get closer to the real Kira. She loves Light and is very protective of him, even saying that she will kill any girl that gets close to him. Now for the story. Light is bored one day and ends up picking up the Death Note that was lying on the ground. After getting home and meeting the Shinigami Ryuk, he is told about the Death Note and its powers, and decides to use its power to kill criminals for justice while trying to keep the police from finding out it's him, and by helping out on the Kira case and trying to get them off his trail. So basically, he joins the police force, trying to lead them off the trail of him killing people as Kira. Now for the animations. The animations aren't bad, actually. They fit the whole setting, and since it's somewhat of an old anime, it actually isn't too bad. I myself prefer brighter anime, but for the setting and plot, this animation fits pretty well, and the animation is pretty smooth as well. Now for the voice actors. These voice actors were amazing. They fit every character very well. I have no complaints. Now for the music. I didn't really like a lot of the Death Note opening themes or ending themes. I guess the first opening was okay, and I didn't really get into any of the endings, but the soundtrack was pretty well done. It fit the story and the setting really well. Now for the rating part of these reviews. As rating, I will split it up into 5 different categories: the voice acting, animation, story, characters, and overall enjoyability, and we always start with voice acting here, 20 out of 20. The voices were pretty good. I had no problem with any of them at all. I can still remember Light's evil laugh, and it scares me. Animations, 18 out of 20. Like I said, the animations weren't bad. They fit the story pretty well, but they weren't my style. They were dark, really dark, and I like brighter animes. But the animations were pretty smooth, and they do fit the plot. This is just my personal preference. Story, 15 out of 20. This anime story is amazing. It makes characters, or main characters of the anime, the antagonist, and makes the main villain the protagonist. The biggest problem I had is that they should have ended it somewhat earlier than they did. Now, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I'll just say there was a point in the anime where they should have just ended it, but they decided to go farther, and how it ended, it just wasn't very good. But I didn't like anything after that point, basically. If you are a fan of Death Note and you actually read the manga or watched the anime, you will know what I'm talking about. A lot of people I've talked to actually understand where I'm coming from and agree with me, so I know I'm not the only one. Characters, 18 out of 20. These characters are pretty unique and were awesome, and the characters they started with were great, but I didn't really like the characters they introduced after episode 26. That's why it just isn't perfect. Enjoyability, 10 out of 20. Now, I loved the music, and I loved watching it, but I didn't enjoy watching it a second time. I know some people can, but I just can't for a specific reason. Knowing everything that's supposed to happen before it happens, it's just not fun. Suspense syndrome sucks. No one likes it, and it ruins a lot of stories, but the initial reactions are great. But it was pretty awesome overall. I mean, what are you going to say? It's Death Note. Overall score, 71 out of 100, 71%. Usually I make a little comment about the anime, but it's Death Note, so I mean, you can make your own comment. What I'm going to say is, this Halloween, stay safe. There are a lot of crazy people out there. Make sure you or your kids are safe when you're going out. Be great for this anime. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the description there should be a link to watch it free on Crunchyroll if it has it. I know Netflix has it, so there should be a link to there. As long as you're in Canada or America, I know those two have it, so you'll have to check that out. Thank you guys for watching. It's gonna be me out. See you guys next time.